welcome back to my channel. My name is Mina Kindandi for those who do not know, and if you are coming here for the first time, welcome. I do hope you will enjoy the content, and please do subscribe if you haven't. Okay, this year we are planning on making these big moves here on YouTube. Okay, we wanna reach some heights. Okay, so please do subscribe if you haven't, and if you're coming back to watch another video, thank you so much for choosing my content yet again. Okay, so in today's video, this video is really directed to the class of 2021, the newly qualified students, okay, who are going to be doing their very first year at university. And yeah, the intention of this video is to just give you guys some tips and tricks about university, because I know in my first year I really would have loved someone who had been there, someone like myself now, as I have just graduated. So I think I'm a bit clued up, okay, about what to do, what not to do in university. So I really just want to give you guys some of those tips and also answer some of the questions that you guys gave me on Instagram on university and just everything else surrounding university and your first year at university and how to maneuver your first year. So if you're interested in that, then definitely keep on watching. Alrighty guys, so I do have my diary over here, so I am constantly going to be referring to it as I go through this video because I did write some pointers down. Firstly, I'm just going to talk about some things that I felt were necessary to talk about, and then after that I am going to answer you guys' questions which you gave me on Instagram. So first pointer is adjusting to university. Okay, I think that's one thing that I don't necessarily struggle with it, because I at first I found it difficult to adjust to university because it is quite a big leap from high school to university. It is nothing like high school, nothing at all like high school. So all I can say is take your time. You're going to find a lot of things different, especially if you are like me and you're coming from a very small city, not even city, a very small town where there's not a lot going on, going into a huge city like Johannesburg where everything is just fast. The life is fast, everything is just fast. You are going to need some time to adjust to the environment. It might take you much faster, it might take you much longer, but all I can say is don't put pressure on yourself. Take your time to adjust to the environment, to the people, to just the environment basically. Also adjusting to university, the way of studying, the way of doing things, because it's quite a big change. You are independent now, you're all alone in a big city. There's no parents telling you, oh, do your work, study, do this, do that. So it's on you to be responsible and also take your time in doing things so that you do them properly, so that you start your university journey on the right track basically. So take your time in adjusting. If you feel like it's too much pressure, call home, okay, call somebody at home, talk to someone in class or your lecturers, because I'm telling you now, it's different, it's very different, and the way of doing things is just a bit different. So you can definitely feel overwhelmed, but it's nothing that you can't manage. So take your time in adjusting to the environment and to just the way of doing things, and in a few months you should be okay. If you're not okay after a few months, go talk to someone. I know in my university we had like PsychEd. It's called PsychEd at UJ. It was like a therapy kind of place where there's I think it's a psychologist or a therapist, and you're going to talk to that person, because some of us come from, you live with your family, and then now you're going to straight to living all alone. You don't see your parents every single morning, you don't see your siblings every single morning, and there's the pressure of school also. There's just all of that can get very overwhelming very quickly. So it's very important to have a great support structure, but also to take your time and also talk to people if you feel like you need that. I feel like that's the most important thing, because as soon as you nail that part of adjusting well, and you're able to adjust your body, adjust your routine, adjust your study methods, adjust to the environment that you're now exposed to, then the rest will come a bit easier. And then the second point I have here is definitely peer pressure, because oh my god, one thing about university, you will have peer pressure. You will get to university, maybe you stay at res or wherever you're staying, where you are away from your parents and you are literally responsible for yourself. If you want to go out until 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, knowing that you have a test the following day, you can do that, but you're gonna fail. Okay, so all I can say is the amount of peer pressure that you will be exposed to is insane. You see that thing that they were talking about in LO? You are going to see it. When they talk about drugs in LO, it's true. You might not have seen it in high school, but it's true. Okay? People will offer you drugs. Well, I've never been offered drugs, but I know it happens. It's not something, it's not a myth. It happens, okay? And if you happen to land yourself in that space where you are offered drugs, alcohol, and people tell you that you'll be cool if you take all of these things, all I can say is remember who you are, remember where you come from, remember where you're going, remember why you are there, because it's very easy to lose yourself. I can't stress this enough. It's so easy to lose yourself in university. It's so easy to get lost in the sauce, as they say, get lost in the partying, in the alcohol, in everything. It's so easy to lose yourself in that, especially if you're first year, because let's say you're like me, I'm gonna keep referencing myself. You're coming from a small town, you're going to a big city like Johannesburg. There's literally everything in Joburg, and you just want to try everything because you're just overwhelmed by the amount of things there in the city. You're just like, oh my god, I want to do this, I want to do that, oh what's this, oh what's that. But it's very important to stay grounded, because you will find people who will want to lure you into their own miseries, because some people will get into drugs and they want to also recruit you into that sort of thing, so that they're not alone basically in that misery. So be very careful of such things, and peer pressure, and people saying, oh, we're only writing on Friday, come on, it's Wednesday, let's go out. But you know yourself that you are like someone who requires a lot of time to fully understand a certain concept or to fully prepare for a test or something. Then, as I said, remember who you are, remember why you are there, and then you'll be able to stand your ground and be like, no, I need more time to prepare for this test, so I will kindly decline your request to go out drinking in the middle of the week, okay? And then you'll be fine. Just stand your ground, remember who you are. That's all I can say. Remember who you are, remember where you come from, remember why you are there, and remember where you are going. Because if you have your ultimate goal, which is to graduate, then you'll be able to spot very easily things that will hinder you from actually making it to the finish line, and then you'll be able to avoid those things. So peer pressure is very you're going to get it over there. University, that's where you are most likely to get exposed to so much peer pressure that sometimes you can lose it and lose focus. But remember who you are, and then you'll be able to bring yourself back and be like, okay, no, this is not me, I'm not doing this. And my next point is friendships. So I always say, be open to making new friends. This is university. You're probably going to with your high school friends, you're probably going to go to different universities, different places, and you might find yourself in a completely new place, all alone, with no friends, no acquaintances, nobody that you know, and then you will be forced to make friends. So all I can say is be open to new friendships. Don't say, oh, I have my own, I have my old high school friends, I'll just talk to them on WhatsApp, social media, or anything. You will need someone you can talk to, someone you can call a friend that you'll be able to do this university thing with. And I always advise people to get friends in university, because it really doesn't make sense for you to go get a friend that you don't even have like mutual things to share. Because let's say you make a friend, someone who is not even in university, when you tell them that you need to study for a test and you can't go out, they will like, oh, they'll try and convince you not to study and go out with them, because they don't relate. Okay, so it's better if you befriend like-minded people and people who are doing the same things as yourself. So not necessarily in the same course, but someone who's actually studying, who will understand when you say, I have academic commitments and I can't make it to this outing or anything like that. I can't hang out because I have schoolwork to do. So it's very important to be with like-minded people. And also, I know some of you guys some people suffer from anxiety, from social anxiety, and you might not necessarily be comfortable with making new friends, but all I can say is talk to people. I know it's difficult to get over your anxiety, but try as much to suppress your anxiety and talk to people, greet people. Hi, how are you? What's your name? What are you studying? I'm new here. I want to make friends. I don't have any friends. Because let me tell you something, 9 out of 10 times that person also is looking for a friend, and they're also scared to talk to you. So just try to breathe and say, hi, how are you? What's your name? What are you studying? And honestly, the worst that can happen is that someone could say, no, I already have friends, which when you are first years, that's very unlikely. So shoot your shot. In friendships, in first year, shoot your shot. That's one thing I can advise you to do. Shoot your shot in friendships. You'll make the most you'll meet the most amazing people. I know my first friend, my very first university friend, she was just walking, and I so happened to be walking on the same road. So I see her walking, and I'm like, when you get to the gate, I keep on looking at her when you're walking. And then when you get to the gate, I'm like, hi. She's like, hi. I'm like, how are you? She's like, oh, I'm good. I'm like, what are you studying? She's like, education. I'm like, me too, So that's literally how it started. And we're like, okay, we're going to the same place. Let's be friends. And that's literally how I made my first friend. So as I'm saying, chances are that person is also looking for someone to talk to. They're also looking for a friend, but they're just shy, just like yourself, to say something. So say something, shoot your shot, and I promise you, you are most likely going to get, yes, I want to be your friend answers then, no, I'm okay, honestly. So shoot your shots, okay? Okay, so my next point is finances. How to manage your finances as a student. So if you are a bursary or NSFAS student, most likely every single month you're going to get an allowance. And if you're lucky enough and you come from a home where your parents can afford to give you an allowance on top of that, then you're going to also get an allowance from your family, from your parents. And all I can say is be responsible with your finances, okay? Have your, in university it's very easy to overspend. It's very easy, and not even you buying expensive things, expensive clothes and all of that, but you just, because I know when you first come to university, you probably find yourself and maybe your style changes, your dress sense, your fashion sense changes, and you want to buy new clothes, you want to buy takeaways. That's one thing that also finishes your money. Buy takeaways, buy new clothes, go out for lunch, you want to explore the new place that you're in. But all I can say is there's nothing wrong with that, but have your needs and have your wants. Know that, okay, my groceries cost roughly this much, and then after groceries I'm going to be left with this much. Make sure that you cover all your needs first and then go to your wants. There's nothing wrong with going out for lunch with your friends. There's nothing wrong with having McDonald's not every other day. Having McDonald's maybe like once a week or once in 2 weeks, if you really want to save. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but all I'm saying is be very responsible with your finances. Make sure that you cover your needs before your wants, because it's very easy to overspend and find yourself with no food in the middle of the month, and I have to call home and be like, can you please help? You really don't want to be that child, guys. You don't want to be that student, that irresponsible child that's always calling home around the middle of the month and saying your groceries are up. No, be responsible, because I feel like that's the beginning of your like adulthood in a way. That's where you start learning about financial literacy, how to save, how to all of that. So also another point is, please, if you can save, please do save in university. It's literally going to really help in the long run, because if you get yourself used to saving with the money that you get, and you get yourself to used to saving maybe $100 every month, then as soon as you graduate and you start getting a salary, then you already know how to save, and then obviously you're going to be saving more money, because now you're going to be getting a salary. But all I can say is, if you are able to save, then please do save. It's really going to help you out, and then in December you can come back home and be balling, okay, and actually look like a university student, because I know there's a lot of pressure on university students when they come back home, like around the festive season. So make sure you save throughout the year, so that during the festive season you also wangena over and be like, you know what, I know what I be doing there, okay? But that's all I can say is save, and also be very responsible. Prioritize needs and wants separate. Cover your needs first and then your wants, and you will be good, okay? But most importantly, save. And also, if you can get a part-time job, especially with online learning, then go for it. If you see that your timetable is flexible enough for you to be able to get a job, then do that. It's so nice, guys, in university to have that extra bit of cash, and you can just spoil yourself with anything that you want. You want some sneakers, you got yourself, you want a pair of jeans, that you got yourself. It's really nice. So if you're able to have a side hustle, then I'd definitely recommend you have a side hustle. I've had a side hustle since my second year, and for all of my 3 years I've been hustling, and it's been good, but also in my first year I was still very, as I said, I needed someone. If someone had said have a side hustle in your first year, have a side hustle, I probably would have done that. But I'm glad I did in my second year, because I was more settled. I now understood what I was doing there, and I could manage my time much better. So as soon as you feel like you've settled and you can manage your time and all of that, then definitely get a side hustle, something that's going to bring you a little bit of extra cash for you to spoil yourself every now and then. And my other point is studying. Okay, so when it comes to studying, I think this is the most important thing, is have a routine. I know, guys, in university it's very easy to not go to classes. It's very easy to say, oh no, I'm not going to class today. No one is going to be telling you, oh, go to class, we have class today. If you don't have friends that encourage you to go to class, then they'll be like, okay, cool, let's sleep in. So have a routine. If you know that especially now, because I think most universities are going to be going back to contact classes now. Make sure that you attend your classes. Attend your lectures, okay? Attend them, because yes, you can not attend because the study material will be given to you. However, there's just so much that you get from attending classes that then you'll get from just your study material. There's just so much that you'll get from actually going to class, getting your ass up, getting to the shower and going to class, then just say, oh, I'll just go over my study material. It's not the same at all. Because if it was the same, then why would lectures be there? You know? So attend classes, have a routine. I'm not gonna sit here and be unrealistic with you and say look at your books every single day, look at your notes every single day, but try. If you can, please do. If you can look at your notes every single day, please do. It's really going to help you in the long run when it comes to writing exams, because some things, when you grasp them at that time, then you don't necessarily need to go through them again when you're writing exams. You can just browse through them and you understand the concepts, and it's much easier for you, because the pressure when you're writing exams can be so much, and you can have such a big workload that you're just so overwhelmed. So if you can go through your work, your coursework every night or every 2 days, then I would suggest that you do. Also, I did write here that don't leave assignments to the last minute. I think that's the best way to sabotage yourself, leaving assignments to the last minute, because now you can't consult, you can't go to tutors and ask for clarity. Even if you don't understand something, lecturers won't be able to help you in the last minute. But if they give you like a month or like 3 weeks to complete an assignment, and the first week they give it to you, you go to them, you ask some questions, you look at the assignment and you're like, okay, can you please clarify here and there, then they'll gladly do that. But if you come a day before submission, forget about it. So, and trust me, this is from experience, okay? Don't do as I do as I say, okay? So yeah, give yourself time for assignments and seek help from friends, from tutors, from lecturers. Literally, my university, I'm not sure about others, like lecturers were always willing to help, tutors were always willing to help, as long as you do it in due time. So take advantage of your tutors, they're getting paid, okay? Pester them, ask them questions, you know, all of that. Even your lecturers are always, not always, but I know in my university, most of my lecturers were always willing to help when I needed help. So if you need some help, definitely hit them up, go to their office, ask them to explain to you some certain things that you don't understand, and you will be good. But don't ever think that you are alone. Tutors are there to help you. Your friends are there to help you. Lecturers are there to help you. Don't go there and try to do everything on your own, because trust me, you're going to find it very difficult. So take advantage of all the help that is at your disposal for your tutors and your lecturers. Definitely take advantage of that, okay? And then my last point. My last point is mental health. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. Put your mental health first, because you guys hear all the time. This is such a sensitive topic, and I'm sorry if I'm triggering anyone, but when you hear people saying, "Oh, university student committed suicide," you know, because the pressure at university can get so much that you can get so overwhelmed in wanting to submit everything on time and just complete everything, and maybe even have your personal problems. But because there's just so much pressure at university, you sometimes not even afforded the opportunity to deal with your own emotions. Please seek help. Seek help. As I said, in most universities you have a therapist, a psychologist, a place where you can go to talk to someone. Take advantage of those services. Take advantage of them and use them. Talk to someone. If you feel like the pressure is too much and you're not able to submit, email your lecturers, especially if it's well in advance. Email them, talk to them. I remember I've done that once in my life, because I think I was submitting 2 assignments in one day, and I was just so overwhelmed. And it was literally around 6. I hadn't started because I was so busy with the other assignment. It was 6 o'clock and I was supposed to submit the following day, and if you know anything about university, then you know that that is not sufficient time to complete an assignment properly and thoroughly. And I found myself so overwhelmed, not even being able to begin with that assignment. And I just told myself, you know what, I don't want to be that student that's asking for extensions and everything, but I really need it. I'm not coping. I emailed my lecturer and she said it's okay, you can submit at a later stage. Because guys, no course is worth your life. No course is worth your mental health. No course is worth you derailing. So put yourself first. In all instances, put yourself first. If you feel like you're overwhelmed, talk to someone, talk to your lecturers, let them know what's going on with you, so that they understand when you're not able to perform at your best, that okay, she did say something. Also, as I said, don't leave things to the last minute and now tell them a day before submitting that, oh, you're not okay, you having depressive episodes, because obviously then they'll think you're just making excuses. But if you let them know well in advance that I'm struggling emotionally, mentally, I'm not okay, could you please just bear with me, I'm trying my best, but I am finding it a bit difficult to cope, then they understand, guys. They're also human. They understand the pressures of university. And one thing I can tell you is that university is not easy. It's not easy at all. So take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, make sure that you're healthy enough for you to do well in your studies. Because if you don't take care of yourself mentally, then nothing else is going to go well. If we're being honest, like, you're not going to perform well in your studies. So make sure that you take care of your mental health, and then everything else will come after that. Okay, so yeah guys, that's basically all that that's all the tips that I wanted to give you. I'm now going to move on to some of the questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. So I did write the first question here, and she said, I'm going into my second year and I'm still struggling to make friends because of my anxiety. Johannesburg is a huge city and I feel absolutely alone here. Any advice? As I said, guys, open yourself up to friendships. I understand some people have anxiety and it's not so easy to go up to a stranger and talk to them. But even if you're in class, guys, that would make it easier. If you are in class and someone is sitting next to you, then just talk to them and be like, hi, how are you? I'm new, I don't know anyone, I would like to make friends. And they're probably going to say, oh, I'm also new, I also don't have friends. Because you all first years at the end of the day. It's not like someone has been there before. You are most likely all first years in that room, so a lot of people are looking to make friends. So take advantage of that and you should be good. Okay, so I'm also realizing that some of the questions that I have on my phone right here, it's not a lot of questions, it's just 6 questions. I'm also realizing that some of the questions here are things that I've addressed in the video, so I'm not going to answer those questions. So second question is it possible to change your course, and if so, what is the procedure? Yes, it's possible to change your course, but I don't think you can change your course before actually registering and going to campus. So you need to register first, and then the procedure is different for every institution, and I think every course, I'm not too sure, but I know that you can do it online by yourself, or sometimes you need to go to your I don't know what they're called, but you need to go to someone and they can like add or change subjects for you, or change your course for you, but something like that. But it's definitely possible, but with the procedure, I'm just not entirely sure. You'd have to go and confirm at your institution. And then how did you find your way around campus? So my campus had like little map thingies and like direction thingies, so it was also it was easier for me because the campus is it's color coordinated. So they have like A block, B block, C block. D block. So you know, A block maybe is yellow, B is pink, blue, you know, all of that. So it was much easier to maneuver. I can't talk about other campuses of other universities because I'm not sure how they are set up, but there are directions. You will find like map thingies and directions, you know, showing you, okay, pointing you to that direction basically. So yeah, and then what's the best place to find accommodation in Johannesburg? The best place to find accommodation, well, I know for myself, I was just searching accommodation in Joburg, and that was the worst thing to do because there are so many scammers in Johannesburg. But all I can do is, if you are in university, rather go, I think on the actual institution's website, there's like a tab for off-campus accommodation, and you find a list of like accredited off-campus accommodations there, and then from then you can just look at them, check them out, go to their website, and then choose whichever one that you like. So that's the best way I would suggest, because you know it is accredited by the university, and also sometimes NSFAS, not even sometimes, most of the time NSFAS accredited. So if you're looking for a place that is like NSFAS accredited, then you can definitely find it there. So yeah, those are all the questions. So yeah guys, that is it for today's video. I really hope that this video was informative, and I really hope that you guys receive it the way I had intended it to be received, or the way I hope you guys received the message the way I wanted to put it across. I think that's the words that I'm looking for. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and good luck to everyone that's starting their first year. Enjoy yourself, enjoy the ride, but also be responsible and take care of yourselves. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.